Hello, welcome to another programming themed Adventures in Bing chat. This one's a little bit more serious than the previous one about Pink Mouse Dave and the Philosopher and ESO Langs, but it does revolve around a book I'm currently working my way through. So I've mentioned in probably a couple of previous videos now, I rediscovered the Humble Bundle, and about, 2 months ago, they ran a bundle, not surprisingly, of O'Reilly books, cookbooks, which are actually my favourite style of book to buy, I think. I do love just reading through them and getting lots of ideas about things in various languages which I might be having problems with currently, particularly actually Python. So I've been working my way through the 3 Python books that were in the bundle, or I'm 3 deep. I can't remember if there's any more Python books. It's quite a large bundle, and it's got things like Java, JavaScript, Linux. The 2 other Python books about machine learning and deep learning, respectively. I'm currently reading this one, which is the one with this cover. Slightly older, it's 2013, but all of the stuff in here is still relevant. And what struck me about this is when I got onto the text section, there were so many great ideas for code I'd already written to just improve it. So as a result, an idea popped into my head. And the idea was, I wonder if you could get Bing Chat to behave like an O'Reilly cookbook. So I wrote this prompt, which is: assume the role of a programming cookbook in the style of the O'Reilly cookbooks. I will be giving you some problem prompts, and I would like you to supply a solution and a discussion of your solution to aid my understanding. Here is the first problem. You have an n element tuple or sequence that you would like to unpack into a collection of n variables. And what I've done there is, for that first one, it is literally me copying and pasting this problem. Now, of course, I would expect with this, the book's 2013, so of course, as a result of all the scraping shenanigans that go on in building these larger language models and the additional functionality that is afforded Bing because of the various other web stuff it can do, I wouldn't be surprised if the answer is very similar to what's in the book. And it looks like thematically it's not dissimilar. But I'm interested in whether it does that sort of breakdown of, you give it a problem and you get a solution and a discussion. The other cool thing with this, of course, you can be a bit more interactive. Not that I'm trying to stop people buying O'Reilly cookbooks. I'll carry on buying them. But yeah. So, collection of variables. Now, of course, I could sit here and go through this blow by blow, using Acme as an example. There's also an example of what happens if you get a mismatch in the number of elements. Oh, here we go. It's on. Yeah, it mentions about the value error there. It's not using Acme in this example though. I ran through this once, so I had a go at recording this video once already, and I made a mistake. You can see there's stuff here, so I decided to reshoot the video. Now the reason why I wanted to do this video is not so much to show you the answer and compare it live, but it's just so you can try stuff out like this. Also, by doing that, assume the role of a programming cookbook, blah, blah, blah. Here's the first problem. You've probably seen me do this before. Now this particular topic has become this Programming Cookbook entity. And so what I should be able to do is go back to the cookbook, and this time round, interestingly, I've just realised something is I didn't tell it that I was working in Python. Interestingly enough, I was going to, but I forgot. So I wonder. So it looks like if you don't stipulate the programming language, does it default to Python? Maybe that's something, you know, to play around with. So let's pick something. There we go. Let's do this one. Now, of course, what it might be doing is if somehow it's either ingested or found this text on the web. This is a 2013 text, or it's just out there somehow. That could be why. It just knows to follow it as part of the, you know, guessing the next thing to say. It knows it's going to be Python. Yeah. So definitely, yeah, if I was doing this again, I would say, here's my, I would say something like, assume the role of a programming cookbook in the style of O'Reilly Cookbooks. I'll be giving you some problem prompts in the Python programming language. And I would like you to supply a solution and discussion of your solution to aid my understanding. Here is the first problem. Yeah, but because I've left it open-ended there. It's gone with Python. Now the other thing to experiment with this is, as I mentioned in the past, is to go up the conversation styles. I'm just going to leave it open-ended like this for the moment, just for the purposes of this analysis, rather than change it now. Yeah, so it's just defaulting to Python. But yeah, have a go with this yourself if you've got any O'Reilly cookbooks and you like to dabble in Bing Chat. Then I will include the prompt in the description for this video, and then you can just modify it as you see fit for like other languages, or like I say, make it a bit more specific about the fact you want the answer in Python, even though here it's actually just doing that. And see what you get. I don't think I want to find out about Antarctica. The other thing, of course, might be is because I'm using the word tuple. Yeah, again, the type of problem I'm trying to solve. Yeah, very succinct. It does mention about value errors. I wonder, let's just try this. One last thing, so I have no idea. It's a problem. Apply a solution in what do you reckon? Do you think that's going to work? Okay. I have not familiarised myself enough with Snowball Fall currently, because whether I mentioned in another video, I haven't gone anywhere near it for, well, since mid 80s. Even though I do actually have the Snowball Fall 4 programming book from way back. I actually only bought it last year just to add to my historical programming books that I have, a small collection, which I keep threatening to go through actually and never get around to it. So again, I can't really check to see if this is correct. Looks like it's doing the indenting though. This is incorrect though, isn't it? I thought in Snowball Fall, doesn't it use... Oh, this is the problem, see. I'm trying to remember which of the languages. I've been just reading a couple of chapters in a book on esoteric languages, and they were just as a preamble talking about atypical languages, and I just read the 4th chapter and the Snowball chapter, and I definitely need to reread both of them. And I'm trying to remember, I know one of them, the comments use asterisks. So yeah, not sure which way around it was. Anyway. And of course, you could try... I mean, I don't... You see, now it's got silly. It started out serious. I couldn't help myself. Well, it's given me answers anyway. But I'd have to go through and pick these apart. Don't you just love the stack? Back. Yeah. I'll have to revisit my video when I've got a better grasp of a 4th. Again, another language which I've not looked at since mid to late 80s. It was pretty interesting, to put it mildly, at the time, and it's been interesting, like reading, refreshing my memory. I did notice actually someone's got a really good series of training videos on the basics. So I think I probably need to watch those actually, and then reread the chapter several times. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next video.